Iron Chef, Cleveland native, Michael Symon, and hopefully he's having a better day than we are talking about the
Nope.
Browns for the last
Well, he's
90
bummed
minutes.
about the Browns too, of course.
No,
Are you
I'm
not,
having
Michael?
an awful day. Awful day. Oh, what an awful day. Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, my only saving grace is I'm currently in New York, and they're all every bit as miserable as me, but, like, what a disaster. I mean, just an absolute disaster.
Do you live and die with the Browns more than any other team, Michael?
Oh, live and die. I mean, born and here's how much I live and die with the Browns. My whole family's from Pittsburgh. I'm the only Simon that was born in Cleveland. So every one of my cousins, my father, my uncles, my grandparents, all Pittsburgh fans. And I've been a Browns fan my whole life.
That stinks.
Michael, I'm gonna tell you what, man. You're a truth teller. Say you tell it like it is. We put a poll up, man, and our poll question was: is Deshaun Watson washed up, or do you still got hope? 63% of the chat is like, he's washed up. Where you stand, man?
I'm a little bit like, do you know who Bob Hope's brother is?
Yep.
No hope.
I'm stealing that. That was funny. I'm stealing that. Like
No hope.
that. I said I'm giving a look. And trust me, I was the person. I was the one on the panel that was like, nah, give him some time. We could get it done. Man, some of them throws that was in out of bounds.
Awful.
I was confused. Man.
Well, I mean, like, look, there's two things. I mean, one, you know, like, I'm fortunate enough to spend a lot of time with guys that play or have played in the NFL, and you get a little bit of inside opinion. Which, I'm a cook. Like I'm so like no one tells me how to be a chef. I'm not going to tell people that know more about football than me to, about football. Like I had an uncle that played professional football and stuff. I've been around football my whole life. So, but still, like I watch and I'm like, all right. One, I mean, he got through the game yesterday, so I guess that's a good thing. But like, the greatest ability is availability, and in the 2 years, whatever we've had him, we haven't had availability. So there's that. Now he's on the field, but I don't see it. And you could say it's the line, you could say it's that. They had two rookie tackles yesterday for Dallas. When the Rams, Stafford going against that great defensive team. I mean, he didn't look lights out, but they didn't have starters on the offensive line. So, ultimately, your job at the quarterback is to make the read, change up when you need to, get rid of the ball. I mean, Joe Flacco was 107 years old last year, and he did it with a worse offensive line. So, um, and I will say this too, in all truth, I live and die by the Browns, but I also really like Baker Mayfield. So, I'm not. Teams change, things happen. It's a business. I understand all that, but it's like, boy, oh boy, they weren't going against Dallas yesterday, but watching Baker throw 4 TDs and for 300 yards, and let's remember he took Tampa Bay to the playoffs last year. He took the Browns to the playoff, beat Pittsburgh in the playoffs. Oh, and we'd have 3 more draft picks and 250 million to throw around in cap. I mean, right now it's looking like maybe the worst trade in the history of sports.
I can't argue with that, and I was defending bringing him here. I was not a Baker guy. I still don't think Baker was good enough, but certainly Deshaun hasn't been either.
No, like we could all have our opinions on Baker. Is he a guy that's going to win us the Super Bowl? Is he like everybody? Like those are opinions, but it's like, I mean, this has been a disaster.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been. It's like there's no other way to explain it. I'm cheering for the Browns no matter what. I don't always like. I'm a diehard, and I always have been. I've had season tickets for damn near 30 years. Like I live and die by this team, and so more than any other Cleveland sports team, football is what I care about the most. So it's. I wish I could say something different, but man, yesterday was nothing short of brutal.
How often do you get back here?
Pardon?
How often do you come back here?
Oh, quite a bit. My family's all in Cleveland. My mom and dad, my wife's family, like we're Clevelanders, and I go back and forth quite a bit. we're in New York because that's where my work is. My son and grandkids live in New York, so I like to spend as much time as I can with them. But yeah, I'm in Cleveland quite a bit.
Michael, who played a chef better? Was it John Favreau in The Chef, or was it Bradley Cooper in Burnt? Who did it better?
It's, you know what? I think that Favreau's, that was a little bit more entertaining and more user friendly.
Yes.
I would say, like more like the people at home probably connected with it better. But Chefs thinks that Bradley Cooper played a much better. Like that was a much truer look into the culinary world. I feel like if you want to see a little bit how crazy our lives are, the Bradley Cooper look was a much better look.
What is your show that you have not been on? What is your favorite all-time cooking show that you have not been a part of?
Ooh, whoa. Man, that's a good question. I've been on a lot of shows.
You have been.
I mean, you'd think I'd know more because I can't seem to center myself in this picture. But I mean, wait, is that better?
Yeah,
Jeez,
that's
oh
better.
man, I'm terrible at this.
Yeah.
This is why I own a production company, but stand on the other side of the camera.
There
you go.
There it
There
is.
you
go.
Right there.
Look at me, like look. This is good now. I've enjoyed watching The Bear. I don't think that's really a quote unquote cooking show. It's more of a TV. It's a TV show.
Yeah.
And I like those people. Maddie's a friend of mine, so it's funny. The only chef on The Bear is the guy that's a waiter in the show, but but I think Maddie Matheson does a great job on that show. I love everything Jamie Oliver does. I think he's immensely talented. And he never really resonated as much in America, maybe as he did in the rest of the world. But
That means you got a text. Hold on, he'll be back in 1 sec. That is the downside of using your phone for vMix.
I don't know. It's like to me the greatest cooking type show ever was Iron Chef, and I was lucky enough to be one. But there's so many cooking shows out there. All the stuff that Bobby does, I think, is great. But I've been on his shows. He's an old dear friend. That I don't watch a lot of the Gordon Ramsay stuff. He's just too. He's a little extra for me. Like it's just a little too much for me. I mean, dude, come on, take a Valium. Just settle down a little bit. I mean, maybe it's the Midwestern kid in me, but I'm not gonna lie. There's also the Ed's wrestler in me. So I sometimes I just want to slap the shit out of him. But that's here nor there.
Michael, you mentioned Bobby Flay real quick. This is the question I had to ask you. I watch a ton of Food Network shows because I like competition, but when I'm not working, sometimes I can't watch sports. So I like Beat Bobby Flay, Chopped, all that stuff. I also love Entourage. I know you and Bobby go back and forth.
Great show.
How did they pick Bobby Flay to be the Entourage chef that steals Ari's wife and not you? I've always thought you would have absolutely killed that role, and picking Bobby, just a big miss on Entourage's part. One of the few misses they ever had.
I'm gonna give you some. This is gonna be great insider information, because I was actually there. I can't think of the guy that was the creator of that show. What the hell's his name? But I can't think of his name. But Bobby had him over for dinner. He's smart like that.
Doug Ellen.
Doug Ellen. He had Doug Ellen over for dinner. And he played it right. And I got into an argument that same day. I got into an argument with Doug Allen because it was the year after we lost LeBron, and he said the Cavs don't have a chance to make the playoffs, and I got all bent, and I got in an argument with them.
Triggered.
Oh man,
I got triggered because I'm a Cleveland sports fan.
Yeah.
It turns out he was very right, but. And I think it may have impacted my chance of being on.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's better than anything I could have hoped for. Thank you for that. I've always wondered it.
By the way, Michael, speaking of triggered, I'm triggered by the fact that all the competitive eaters, the best competitive eaters, are always skinny. I'm fat. I love to eat. Why are all the competitive eaters skinny? This pisses me off. Do you have an answer for this?
I don't. I think it's like anything else. I think you're probably training a muscle, and it's like you eat for joy, they eat for competition, and it's probably a different muscle, And it is weird though. If you think about go back and think about like your childhood and even like like those skinny dudes could put food down. Like I have one of my dear friends, born and raised Cleveland, or still lives in Cleveland, named Pete Durbin. He's 130 pounds soaking wet. He could eat me under the table. I don't understand what's happening. Like I don't know where it's going.
That is crazy.
And I mean he's literally like a pencil in thickness.
I got 5 food questions for you, right?
Bring it.
When you pour your cereal, do you put the milk in first or the cereal?
You don't put the milk in first. What are you, like some kind of serial killer?
That is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, G.
Who the hell would do the milk first?
Hey, listen. If you doing Rice Krispies, you got to put the sugar and then stir it in the milk and then pour the Krispies in.
No, you always do the Krispies
All right,
first.
wait, a couple things real quick. None of those cereals need any more sugar.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like, I mean, if you were 6 years old and trying to explain this to me, I'd say you don't know better. But like,
Grown man.
come on, like that. You have like you're a grown man. One bowl of that cereal is enough sugar for like a month.
Yeah, I got to put some extra in there. All right, and your chili, is there? Do you do a bean chili or a meat chili?
All right, now I'm gonna piss off all of Cleveland right now. That stuff that we grew up on, all right. I'm gonna make a short story slightly long. I'll tell it as quick as I can. In 1988, I went to culinary school in New York. One of my roommates was from Austin, Texas. It's the first week of football season. There was a little like community kitchen that you could use at culinary school, so we're gonna cook some food in the community kitchen, go back to one of the dorm rooms. We're going to watch the games that day. They said, who wants to make chili? I'm like, I'll make chili. I made with the chili that we grew up on, ground meat, beans, all that stuff. And in addition to my roommate was from Texas, there were about 4 people from Texas there. They laughed me out of the joint. They're like, what is this? Like, you put this on a hot dog or something. What is this? This is horrific. And I got mad, and triggered and all that stuff. And I'm Greek and Sicilian, so like I'm not the best at controlling my temper all the time. But I've learned to I've gotten better as I've gotten older. But they're like, we're making the chili next week because this is just so terrible. After they made fun of me for saying pop for like 2 months, then I come rolling in with my chili. And they made Texas chili, which is chunks of meat and no beans. And I've never made the Cleveland version of chili again. Right. It's the stuff that we grew up on it's a travesty kind of. Like once you eat real chili, you're like, oh God. Oh wait, there's actually real chili peppers in chili. Oh, now I understand. Like
That's what
there's a reason it's called chili. Like yeah, it's not like this chili powder mix that you dump in on the ground beef with the onions, and then because it tastes so bad, we cover it up with a bunch of cheddar cheese and sour cream and chopped onions. And I don't know. I still like that chili on a hot dog. And I wouldn't put the beans in it once again, but I feel that the beans probably, my guess is the beans went in there, to save money back in the day. It was just something to stretch it, kind of.
True.
So yeah, I'm a chunks of meat, no beans, Texas chili person.
All right, I'm gonna run through the next 2. What is the best cut of meat when it comes to ordering a steak?
Strip steak, right?
Come on,
is it
ribeye?
No, not strip. No, ribeye. It's ribeye.
Ribeye.
Bone in.
That's
yeah,
what I screwed up.
Strip's too lean. I mean, if you really get lucky, there's some steakhouses that you could order just the cap of the ribeye, which is like the best piece of meat in the whole steak, and they like roll it and grill it, which is incredible. I mean, beef tenderloin's a joke. Like if I see a chef order If I see a chef order beef tenderloin, we kick them out of the club. They're not even in the club anymore.
I love beef tenderloin.
You're out of the club.
Out of here.
Beef tenderloin.
It's out of here.
The way you put sugar in your cereal, you love beef tenderloin.
No, that's him.
Beef tenderloin. Beef tenderloin has no fat, no texture, no flavor. Like, I mean, if I was like 7 pounds and didn't have teeth, like beef tenderloin, I guess would be a good cut of steak. But since I'm not that, and it's terrible. What a horrible cut of meat.
Michael, we don't want to give away your home address, but what part of New York do you live in?
I live in Long Island.
Okay, you live in Long Island. So I'm from Brooklyn.
And look, I even said it right, Long Island.
You did. You learned it. So I'm from Brooklyn originally. So I'm curious, what is your favorite pizza? I know it's almost impossible to answer, but what are some of your favorite pizzerias there?
Oh yeah, I mean New York pizza. There's nothing better than New York pizza. Period. End of conversation. I don't want to hear from I don't want to hear about any other type of pizza.
Yeah,
it's not even.
You're right. Of course.
Texas chili, pizza, New York. End of story.
Yes.
So I love Joe's.
Yes.
Off Bleecker, not the original Joe's, but like the first Joe, the main Joe's. I like John's for whole pie. There's a newer pizzeria in Brooklyn called Pizzeria Feeney, that is lights out. There's also one in Brooklyn called Lucali, which is lights out.
In there.
And then also it's like lower east-ish. There is a pizzeria called Scars, which is great.
I've heard of them all. I've been to 3 of the 5, and they are 3 of my favorites that you mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, Joe's is, I used to live, when we were filming The Chew for, 8 years, I lived in the city, and Joe's was a block from my house.
Yeah.
And it was really bad for me because I would walk the dog, and every day I'd walk by, the 2 places I would walk by is Gray's Papaya Hot Dogs and Joe's Pizza. And there was never a day that I didn't go up to a random stranger with my dog and say, "Could you hold him for a second?" And go in and get a hot dog and a slice. I'd hand a 120-pound pit bull to a stranger. I swear to God, he doesn't fight.
God.
I'll be right back.
They did it. Obviously, DeFara's is one of the more famous places, but I feel like since the old man passed, it's not as good. I went there somewhat recently. It wasn't as good.
It's like I'll always support it because of it's legendary. But I like the other places just a touch better.
Yeah.
DeFar. I always loved DeFar. Even when he was there though, like I always thought that Joe's and John's just nailed it every time.
An under the radar place. I don't know if you've ever been there. Probably not. Del Mar in Sheepshead Bay. I don't know if you've ever been there.
I haven't. I'll get there though. I hit them all. Like I hit them. I like to eat.
Mike, we got 2 more for you. Thank you so much for joining us today. But you have Mabel's here in Cleveland on East 4th. I know there's also a Mabel's in Vegas. And on September 29th, you're hosting a little Browns-Raiders event at Mabel's. Hopefully you can tell us a little bit about that.
Dude, so this is actually going to be great. The whole weekend, we're doing we've been at Palms in Vegas now for 6 years. And the casino kind of agreed to do like a Cleveland weekend for us. So we had a fancy dinner at the steakhouse one night. We have another little smoke out dinner at Sarah's. It's a little sister restaurant of ours there on Saturday. But Sunday's going to be the most fun. I'm going to be there the whole time. We're doing a tailgate and then during the game, and we're doing kind of 2 seatings, like pregame or during game, and we're smoking tons of meat, whole hogs, all the stuff. We're gonna do this big, like really Cleveland meat-based buffet. All you could drink pitchers of beer, all you could drink bloodies, and it's $49 a head for pre or during. And if you want to stay for the whole thing, it's $90. But we're going to be giving away prizes. We're going to be playing Cleveland. Like we're going to be playing a lot of like music from, the Cleveland bands that we all know well. it's just going to be a riot. We're going to have a ton of fun, and there's a lot of things going on for Clevelanders that weekend. But we really wanted to be home base for the tailgate and for the game. Mabel's Vegas is much bigger. Like we have, it's about 8,000 square feet, so it's about 4 times bigger than the Cleveland Mabels. And we have, there's big screen TVs everywhere, walls of TVs. It's a great place to watch sports. But we're gonna do a lot of beer, a lot of barbecue, Bloody Marys. We'll have a couple salads for those people, but it's going to basically be a meat fest. Nice. Meat and beer. That's
Dudes.
Yeah. Look, I like to cook a lot of fancy food too. I've been lucky enough to be a pretty successful chef through my day, but I also I love working a pit and drinking beer. So this is we're gonna play 80s music, watch the games. Lot of smoked meat, a lot of cold beer. It should be a blast.
Meat, football, rock music, and beer. That's basically sums up Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
That's those are the most important things.
That's kind of like when I try to explain my childhood to people. That's pretty much it. I pretend like I didn't start drinking beer until I was 21, but we know that none of that's really true. I guess I didn't start drinking decent beer till I was 21.
Hey, Michael,
does Little Kings even count as beer? Is Little Kings a beer? I don't even know.
Little Kings. I don't know
that one.
No.
All I know is Natty.
How old are you guys? What year did you guys graduate high school?
89.
94.
2000.
Okay. All right. So I was 87. So if I were to drink beer when I was in high school, it would have been Joe Bell, Little Kings, or Mickey's Big Mouth. Those were in the mid '80s. Those were the beers of choice.
We were Zimas, dropping Jolly Ranchers into a Zima.
Oh God,
Zima! Oh.
Zima! Oh, sweet
that's
God!
The worst.
Hey,
sit down, have a Zima, eat a filet medium, and have some Rice Krispies with extra sugar.
I'm done. Right. He knocked me out. There's nothing else to add.
If I go to hell, I'll know I'm there because that's what's going to be in front of me. A medium well filet, a bowl of Rice Krispies with extra sugar, and a Zima.
Oh my God.
I eat it medium rare, at least. I eat it medium rare.
Come on now. Well done, steak. Nothing worse. Thanks, Michael. You're the best. We appreciate
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You guys, go Browns. It's only as sad as we all are today. It's only 1 week. We can't lose hope yet.
That's right.
All right.